Welcome back, everybody. So here I am again, and I'm starting off with a movie review. So, first of all, I'm going to apologise if I am a little bit rusty with this. This is the first time I've done this in well over a month, and I've done, I've hardly watched many movies. I have to be honest. I've been doing other bits and pieces, but I do apologise if I'm just a little bit rusty on this first time back. So, the Invisible Man movie review. So this movie is directed by Lee Whannell. I believe that's how you say his name. It has a cast that consists of Elizabeth Moss, Oliver Jackson Cohen, plus, and even when I was reading up on the overview before doing this review on like who stars in this, apparently there is an appearance from Johnny Depp. And if somebody can point that appearance out to me, I'd be more than happy because I do not remember him being in this movie in any way, shape, or form. That being said, knowing that I watched this movie a month ago and I'm only literally just reviewing it, I don't need to watch it again because there are many reasons for that, which I'm just about to get into. So, The Invisible Man follows after her. I cannot remember the proper name or the character name. After this woman's boyfriend basically stages his suicide, he uses his powers to become invisible to basically then stalk and terrorize his ex-girlfriend in this movie. And this is basically the whole premise of this whole movie. It is based on a book or which was done. I had this all written. I had this in my head and it's gone. I apologize. I'm rusty. Um, but it kind of tells a story from a different kind of angle in this one. It's basically so the main character in this is the ex-girlfriend who basically follows her and her having to deal with being stalked or knowing that she's being stalked by somebody that she can't see and then trying to convince everybody that there is somebody stalking her who is invisible, which in any kind of scenario that you're in the world, if somebody come up to you and said, "I'm being stalked by somebody invisible," you're just gonna go, "Yeah, you're pretty messed up in the head," and that's the kind of feel you get with this. I generally really, really do love this movie quite a lot. I very much enjoyed it. I did not dislike this movie in any way, shape, or form. I'm not gonna lie to you. There are a lot of this movie is kind of predictable. They set up certain things which are going to come up 15 minutes later, very early on, if that makes sense. So there is a scene that they set up. They set something up which then plays out about 10-15 minutes later, which you can kind of guess is going to happen anyway, because this is the kind of structure they put with this movie. Like I said, I enjoy it. I like the twists and turns that are in this movie. I also like how how he basically just turns her world upside down and yet nobody actually believes her. You can see that it's paying a huge effect on her big time, which adds to it. There is a fair bit of tension in this in certain points, but yet throughout this movie you see the main character in this one basically and growing in strength. And you see, it's not very gradual. It's you start to see it about half an hour, maybe three quarters of an hour in. That there's a little bit, like you think, oh shit, what's she gonna do? She like really starts to take control, and this is something that I really, really do enjoy. Like I said, the storyline is a little bit predictable in this. You can predict what's going to happen, which normally on a movie like this I would say is a bugbear, but because of what I was watching and how kind of dark tones that this was carrying, I kind of overturned that kind of predictability kind of problem that I normally have with movies because I was just generally enjoying what I watched on the screen. And this is what made it such an entertaining movie to me. Performances in this movie, mainly from the main female character in this, I think was absolutely brilliant. Some of the acting is a little bit off in certain points, but that's just me being picky because that's just who I am. But generally, I really, really did enjoy what she did. You can really see that there is that case of desperation, that kind of losing her head very, very rapidly kind of feel to her, and you start to really feel because obviously trying to convince people that there is somebody invisible stalking them is very, very hard to do, extremely hard to do, and I just love her growth, her change throughout this movie, especially towards the end. If you've seen this movie, you get to see her turn on the flip side, and she's a completely different person. She actually takes control, and I just generally really, really love that. The main male characters, and I do apologise, I do have forgotten the names. Like I said, it has been a month ago since I watched this movie. It's one of those movies which is still ringing around in my head. I was just like, yeah, I could quite happily watch that one again and still be entertained. Even though I know exactly what's coming, I could probably still be entertained if I watch it again. He is very good. You don't see a huge amount of him. He's an asshole. His acting performances in here are okay, not the best in any way, shape, or form. But then again, he is invisible most of this movie. I generally like what they did. I did really enjoy this movie, to be fair. And if I was to rate this, I would give this a 7 out of 10. That's what I go for. I quite happily sit down and watch this. I wouldn't rush to go and watch this again, but I would definitely watch it again without a shadow of doubt. Easy as that. It's not one that I go off and buy on Blu-ray or DVD, I have to be honest, but if it was on TV, I'd be more than happy just to sit there and watch it. Because of the suspenseful feel that you get from this, the main female characters change throughout this movie, what she has to go through, what she's trying to deal with, trying to convince people. I just like the way they did this. I like the way they betrayed it, and I like the way they put this across. And I just made an entertaining watch, and that is why I'm giving it a 7 out of 10. So, on that note, if I was a bit rusty, I do apologise. I haven't done this in a while. Going back to my song reactions as well on my other channel tonight, so this is going to be interesting. Just trying to get back into the groove a little bit. So, on that note, I hope you all have a great rest of the day, whatever you're doing. Please take care, and goodbye.